play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastic gonna find Rainer.
Oh, the life finder keeps Maya up. It was gonna be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. We're going to go ahead and get a replay cast done today for Team Rainbow Strike Go and Periloot coming at you from C West today. We've got a crazy flex match here to go through. We're going to go ahead and just jump right on into it here. Let's take a quick look at the maps so that you can see what was banned here. So the maps that were banned there, Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple being banned out by Rainbow Strike Go. We've got Dragonshire and Volskaya Foundry being banned out by Periloot. And the map selection was Battlefield of Eternity for Periloot. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into this here, into game number 1. And while that is loading, if you want to just have a quick moment of what was banned hero-wise, Periloot banned out Ana, Li Ming, and Chromie, and Rainbow Strike Go banned out Vala, Jaina, and Johanna.
Yourselves for battle, heroes.
Let's just get the sound adjusted here real quick. See if that works. All right, so let's get these teams introduced. On the left, we've got Rainbow Strike Go, and that's going to be Sudden Bears on the Arthas, Kingleberry on Greymane, Silver on Muradin, McLoser on Gul'dan, and Howlin' Knight on Tyrande. For Periloot, we've got Helio on Stukov, Argle Booster on Hanzo, Swill on ETC, Toasty on Rainer, I think? Yep. And then Artanis is going to be played by Carthen. So you just have to forgive the overlay, as with this being slightly older, we're not going to be able to see the same level of detail as we normally do, but that's okay. You can see the talents at the top of your screen the whole time. And actually, maybe I need to just turn off the game overlay here. Let's see. Game. Source is not what I want. I want. Oh. There we go. We'll just go with that. Alright, so we've got Artanis and Arthas in the top lane, so auto attack slows coming from Arthas, and we'll keep Artanis from getting shields as often as he might otherwise. And Greymane's gonna go ahead and get up here, get on this camp. I have a feeling I'm gonna need to turn those sounds down again. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Music's not there. Sound. And again, this is also part of the replay aspect. Because it's older than the current patch, it resets all of your stuff. It takes you off of BattleNet. So Greymane picks up that camp up here in the top lane, and we'll head back down into the bottom to see. Actually, might even go here to the mid camp. It's coming up in a good long while for the Immortals. So really early on that camp pickup for Rainbow Strike Go. And now Greymane coming to look at the bottom camp. This one's gonna be a little bit harder for him to pick up, as there are 3 people still here for Periloot. Hanzo back now, so all 4v4 in the bot lane here. We do see the race build coming out from both Raynor and Artanis, but it's going to be Silver getting power slid by Swill. But will make it out with that Dwarf Toss. Also, the Stormbolt build for Muradin, so looking to get more race value out of the Dwarf himself. I expect we'll probably see that Sledgehammer talent at level 4. And ETC coming in threatening this Greymane and Tyrande, but it's just ETC. The rest of his team was showing still in the bot lane, so they weren't too worried about it. And here comes the rest of Rainbow Strike Go to offer up a little bit of defense here. But ETC now zoning them out from the point. Silver having to jump away as he's taken just poke damage here. But Raynor as well, nearly going down. Greymane getting in on there, getting some damage using those claws. And Arthas coming in from behind. He's pretty healthy, so he's going to be able to zone Periloot off. So no deaths still from either team, as Periloot getting onto this Immortal very quickly, ripping it to shreds already at halftime. And they'll have plenty of time to come down here and clear up this camp. So we do see we've got Hanzo, we've got Artanis here, now Raynor as well. And we can see that they are just doing massive damage to that Immortal. Even down a player, they were able to get that down very quickly and ultimately score the first Immortal of the game at 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And no kills in this Battlefield Eternity Game 1. 5 members of Team Rainbow Strike Go up in the top lane to defend this Immortal. It looks like Arthas is going to go ahead and head down. He's going to be facing off against Hanzo when he gets down there, but the Stukov lurking arm on the gate there, making it a little bit difficult for the Rainbow Strike team to get out of their gate. And the wall goes down. Immortal has not a lot of health here. It's taking shots from the fort and 5 to 10% from each of those hits, so it was pretty quick once that wall went down. Argyle down here in the bot lane versus Arthas has very little mana, so really just trying to get those attacks off. Did go for that Scatter Arrow build again for the additional race. And with the slight value that they got from the Immortal, they're going to go ahead and grab their Shaman camp. Now get this top camp as well so that they can get additional pressure in the top lane. Rainbow Strike Go coming down here into the bot lane doing the exact opposite. Getting the pressure going in the bottom lane. Although they don't have a Shaman camp to provide the additional push. So Arthas by himself up here against the full might of a Shaman camp, a Khazra camp, and 4 members of Periloot, who, by the way, do extra damage to anything that's not a hero. I don't think Raynor does, but Artanis certainly does. And that's going to be the first fort down for Periloot. No kills yet in this game, 4 to 3, and as I say that, Arthas getting a little bit danger zone there, as Muradin jumping in, getting that Stormbolt off to help keep his co-tank safe. But there's still 2 camps up in the top lane as this next Immortal is coming up. Still a ways off from level 10, so neither team necessarily going to have the ult advantage until after it's picked up, but Silver getting very low attacking these Khazra, but they'll be able to clear that up. But with the aggressive Immortal positioning, this gives Periloot a very big boost. No opportunity for Rainbow Strike Go to come in and defend this because they were busy defending against the camps. Both teams pretty similar in level as they approach level 9. And we'll see, it looks like they're going to go ahead and come in and defend on this. And Periloot, go ahead, they're going to pull back here. With the ETC re-engage, power sliding on to 2. Silence coming out from Stukov. And Greymane getting that heal, pulling back here a little bit. but it's going to be a stun right onto Hanzo there, keeping him locked down for a good long time. And now it's ETC, the blade dash coming out from Karthon, getting that damage onto Arthas. So all of these blue health bars looking very, very low as their Immortal is slowly being worked down, and now Kingleberry in danger as ETC is going to be able to finish him off. And Muradin trying to jump in and maybe get that Stormbolt to finish the job onto ETC, but not quite able to do it. Arthas has no mana, and so now a full shield Immortal going over to the side of Periloot, and not only that, they're going to be level 10 right as the Immortal spawns. So we do see Hyperion, Dragon Arrow, Mosh Pit, Flailing Swipe, and Suppression Pulse. I can. Okay, I wasn't sure if I could mouse over those. Learning has occurred. So with level 10s and a full shield Immortal, you know, they could very well find themselves getting at least keep wall out of this, maybe even a full keep if they're able to get there and do all that before Rainbow Strike Go is able to get to level 10. We do see Arthas and Artanis in the top lane. Arthas trying to get them to level 10. And we'll see. A good Mosh here could potentially even end the game. But there's the Dragon's Arrow. It's on the other side of the wall, though, so there wasn't able to be any follow-up. So all that does is really slow down the damage from the Immortal. And there goes the wall. So ETC looking for that Mosh. There goes Lunar Flare, and he sees that as the opportunity to get in here. Gets two with the silence, able to get the kill onto Gul'dan. And Flailing Swipe knocking him back, keeping Muradin away from that backline. And this keep is about half health now. Fully expect to see that finished as Swill diving in for the team. Looks like he's trading his life for the keep. And you know what? I think that's worth. And Hanzo going to go ahead and use that leap to get away, using his natural agility. And Artanis taking this opportunity as Rainbow Strike Go is kind of on the back foot, trying to catch up with XP, trying to get their camp. He's going to go ahead and get this Khazra camp up in the top lane. But the pressure coming out from Periloot in the bot lane doing exactly the same thing. And ETC already getting started on the Shaman camp. And we see a rotation here from Rainbow Strike Go. This could be this could be a game-ending fight if they're not careful. ETC does get caught out though. The Dragon's Arrow manages to land onto 3 or 4, I think there, and Stukov able to walk away thanks to that. Still a now a 4v5, but Stukov is able to get the completion onto Muradin. Hanzo trying to keep this fight going. Jumps over that wall. The Army of the Dead is about to go away. I don't think Karthon can quite catch up to anybody here. Certainly not walking at them. Walking menacingly. And that was a ballsy call for Rainbow Strike Go to make. On the same talent here, they had a pretty good idea of where they were going. However, they did that with a 4v5. And I think they were kind of lucky that they caught the ETC in the position that they did, getting that dot damage on him. Without that, that fight turns around and they all die. So, once again, the Immortal burn from both of these teams is pretty high. You've got the Muradin Stormbolt additional damage. You've got the Greymane just existing. And Tyrande on one side, and then on the other side we've got Executioner from, or Exterminator rather, from Raynor, the amateur opponent from Artanis, and of course the Hanzo, I don't even know what that ability is called, but the thing that does the thing. Dragon's Arrow coming in, power slide onto the Muradin, knocking him back into the team, and Karthon all by himself there in that little alcove, and here comes Arthas rather to try to secure the kill, but it's gonna be Greymane that goes down first. Silver in danger here, very low, and that shot from Hanzo almost hits him but just barely misses, and it's gonna be Arthas that completes the Hanzo. ETC Mosh Pit going out, gets interrupted, and 2 kills back to back, 4 kills as Periloot just coming out and demolishing the enemy team as they're gonna make their way onto this Immortal and finish the job, and that's going to give him a 2/3 health, well, I guess 2/3 shield Immortal. And take a look at this, Shaman Camp setting up the lane for this Immortal coming in. And now both teams have everybody coming up. Limited heroics for either team. But here they come. Root getting out onto the Rainer, and the Dragon's Arrow from a mile away manages to hit the Gul'dan. Artanis trying to stay in there, but again, with that Arthas slowing down his auto attacks makes it difficult for him to get the reset onto his shield, but he does land the swap onto Greymane, and that is enough to secure them the kill. And they're looking for either Arthas or Muradin here, as both of them stepping up. The keep is about to go down, and this gives them all of the pressure in the world. Marching their way now to the core. The swap on McLoser into the Immortal. Gul'dan gonna go down as well here, and they're turning on to Sudden Bears. Swill and Carthan, Argo Booster, everybody throwing everything into the Arthas, trying to get him killed. And it's just Silver and Howland Knight trying to keep their game alive. But this core is going down. And that's going to be game number 1, going over to Periloot. All right, take a look at these stats real quick here. Only going to show them for a moment because I want to get right into the next game here. All right, let's go ahead and get game number 2 set up. Give that point over to Periloot. What a fast game. Very decisive coming out from Periloot on that game. Our next game, however, is going to take place at Tomb of the Spider Queen. And Tomb of the Spider Queen was actually picked by Rainbow Strike Go. And of course, when you do this, because it disconnects you from Battle.net, you actually have to log back in every single time. It's kind of annoying. Let's see. So while that's loading, we'll get into this. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Heliohead to Rhonda. Okay, update that. And get this set up, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and get the sound settings set up before we go, so you don't have to sit there and look at the pause button. You can look at me looking at the pause button. Makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Actually, we'll just do the game. That's fine. It doesn't matter. All right, so as this is loading here, our bans from Team Rainbow Strike Go were Gul'dan, Imperius, and Zeratul. Periloot, however, banned out Rexar, Anduin, and Stukov. I guess I can just do that. I'll just turn the game sound down. Okay, let's see. Display those. All right. So, for the blue team, we've got McLoser on Asmodan, Howland Knight on Ana, Kingleberry on Malthael, Silver's going to be playing Johanna, and Sudden Bears on Cassia. And for the other side, for Periloot, we've got Toasty on Jaina, Helio on, let's see, who is that? Tyrande. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do that. Let's do that again. Display those. Helio on Tyrande. Let's see. We've got Argo Booster on Kerrigan. Carthen on Leoric. And Swill on Diablo. I don't know what happened to our sound. Lost all of the sound entirely. So, okay, great. Awesome. Out there. There we go. So we should have sound coming back soon. Anyways, all right. So in the bot lane here, we've got Kingleberry and Carthen, Leoric, and Malthael going at it here. Wish I knew what happened to the sound. Yeah, you know what? Let's just fix it again. Sound. There we go. We can turn it down. All right, so there we go. Taking a look at the talents, we've got Feast on Fear for Diablo, allowing him to get the healing from flipping people or bouncing them into walls. We have the Fingers of Frost for Jaina, giving the extra mana regen, and of course 10% additional damage when she completes that quest. Laws of Hope for Johanna. Looks like Pale Horse for Malthael, so a lot of the things you would expect to see. Laws of Hope coming kind of down in the overall meta, but not a bad talent. They don't have any way to really negate healing, I don't think, on the side of Periloot, so fair enough for them. Alright, let's check in with our bot lane as Leoric and Artanis here. I'm sorry, Leoric and Malthael. Artanis was the last game. And Leoric just a little bit behind for now. But we'll see how that comes up with level 4 and if they potentially do a little bit more of a single lane push and have the rotation from their solo lanes. And Azmodan, let's check in to see, can I see his stacks? Oh, that is very large. 67 stacks on Azmodan. We'll go ahead and pop that out of the way now. And Leoric staying close to the wall, just safely soaking, getting a little bit of damage onto the wall though. So with that, Johanna and Azmodan, giving them the value to be able to get Azmodan stacked as quickly as possible. And as you saw there, Azmodan sitting now at about 85. So doing pretty well. Should be able to make that 200 mark well before even getting to the ultimates. But the Diablo flip onto Azmodan is going to put him out of position, but not quite able to get the follow-up from Toasty or Argo Booster there, as they were just a little bit too far away. And Carthen getting 15 gems turned in just before Kingleberry can get that Shroud of Death onto him. All right, Silver getting 28, or trying to get 28 turned in, wasn't quite able to make it. Does get the Condemn onto Toasty and Argo, and potentially looking at a kill onto the Kerrigan, but again, not quite able to make that happen. They do pick up the soak in the lane, however. So once again, almost 4 minutes here, no kills. Plenty of just general skirmishing as Leo now getting more gems turned in the bot lane. Kingleberry making a little bit of a juke with his Wraith Strike. And now Johanna trying to make her way out, has 29 gems, but is going to go down, and that's a huge loss at the very beginning of this game for a first blood. 29 gems out of Johanna. Not a good place to be against this Periloot team that played so aggressively in their camps, in their macro play last map on BOE. But we'll see how this turns out. And we are going to see, looks like maybe enough. Yeah. The first web weavers now going over to Periloot. Let's zoom out a little bit. Check out these teams here. And here come the web weavers. So Diablo still holding on to that level 7 talent as there he goes. Does manage to pick that up. And they are going to go ahead and push in on the top lane, leaving Leoric in the bot lane to try to get some pressure there against Malthael. And of note, we have Azmodan in the bottom, or I'm sorry, in the mid lane there to work against the mid lane web weaver, trying to get his stacks built up though. And Silver once again here gets caught by that Lunar Flare and taking damage out of the Jaina. Kerrigan also getting some just CC out of that, and Cassia going down as well. So 2 deaths in the assistance of the web weaver. And with those 2 deaths, they're going to see an easy top fort going down. And Azmodan go ahead, taking a break, needs to catch up on that mana. And let's take a look here again. 154 for Azmodan, 18 globes for Jaina so far on her level 1, 29 stacks for Cassia. So that'll be finished before too long, giving her that second javelin to throw. And pretty significant value for Periloot on this first objective. Not only that, but they also have enough to turn in once again, most of which are on Diablo. Charge in onto the Malthael, getting him flipped into the Blizzard, but he walks out of it. Sleep Dart going out onto Argo Booster, taking a lot of damage here, gets the dunk from Azmodan and is able to walk away with just a little bit of health. So no deaths out of that fight. And now level 10's coming up for Periloot. Still a ways away for Team Rainbow Strike Go. So we'll see Periloot coming in, wanting this fight before the ultimates are available. Looking to get this turn in. And once again, Malthael's going to get the stall onto Diablo here. But it is going to be the blue team, Cassia, sneaking up around top, able to get that turn in. So this web weaver should help them to get to level 10. I'm not sure how much value it'll get out of structures, but we'll see. It depends on how quickly they get these level 10s and how willing to fight they are. Top lane going to be cleared up first by Jaina and Kerrigan. And Leo looking in that bot lane. It's going to take him a little while. But getting that soak, keeping them in the game and ahead even with that that XP bonus. Diablo popping off the lightning breath. They're just working on damage onto the web weaver and keeping the team away from that mid wall. So let's take a look at these ultimates. What do we have? We have Last Rites. We have Ball Lightning, Blessed Shield. Is that Tide of Sin? Yep, Tide of Sin and Nano Boost for Team Rainbow Strike Go. So no fort damage here. They do get the wall in the mid lane and a tower in the bot lane. So, you know, about what you would expect from most initial objectives early in the game. That Tide of Sin getting just loads of damage onto the Kerrigan, the flip onto Sudden Bears, and now it's going to be Tyrande in danger, but is able to make it out alive. I think that Last Rites was supposed to go for the Tyrande, as Diablo was still pretty healthy there, but not quite able to secure that kill on a Diablo. So we do see Ascension, is that what it's called? Maelstrom. I don't know what Ascension is. Maelstrom from Kerrigan. We've got the... Guys, I can't even see these ultimates in this. Water Elemental for Jaina. Obviously, we saw the Lightning Breath for Diablo. Entomb coming out from Leoric. And for Tyrande, we have Starfall. Periloot sitting with enough to turn in. Diablo coming down into this bot. At least currently looks like he'll be able to get that turned in. And Malthael does have this camp started, so should be able to finish it before they come down and catch it. In fact, it doesn't even look like they're aware that it's going on. Or if they are, they just don't care. Because it's bot lane and the Web Weaver will take care of it. So level 13 is now available for Periloot. Here come these Web Weavers getting the process started here. Elemental getting out, doing the damage onto Cassia. Silver staying in the front line there, trying to keep them blocked out as much as possible. The Web Weaver just barely nicking the Asmodan in the back there. And a 4v4 here in the mid lane as the top Web Weaver slowly making its way toward the top keep. Bottom, we've got Leoric and Malthael. Leoric in a little bit of danger here. Last Rites is coming up, or is available rather. And I think Malthael was just trying to figure out if he was quite low enough to be able to get that kill. Either that or maybe he just didn't have the mana for it. So the mid fort does go down. The charge in onto Sudden Bears. There's a Lightning Breath going out, is going to kill off Cassia. And Silver in danger now as well. And there go about 14 more gems as this 4-man push is now going to get at least the keep tower. And with this 2-man advantage, they may very well just look for this boss. And they've got 55 gems, so Leoric can easily get 5 more gems to allow them for a boss and a turn-in. And right now, Kingleberry and McLose are coming in to get their gems turned in. They have to be aware that this is going on, but the teams are so very far away, or the Rainbow Strike Go is so very far away that I don't know that there's a whole lot that they can even do about it. As the boss is picked up, still 55 gems for Periloot. So not quite enough to get that Web Weaver, so I guess they're looking at this, trying to get what they can out of the boss and see if maybe they can get the keep out of this. Diablo does get his turned in, so the most significant portion of their gems have been turned in. And here we go, looking for this Entomb. And on a grenade going out, we do see the big condemn onto 4, I think. Ultimately, though, Argyle pops that Maelstrom, trying to stay alive. The last Rites finishing the job. Carthan follows shortly thereafter. And look at the damage coming out from the dots with Malthael. Holy cow. 4 for nothing. Well, I guess not for nothing. They did lose that keep. But the boss will go down before it does any core damage at this point. And now coming back into this game as it allows them to get some additional pressure on 10 seconds before they start to res on the side of Periloot. So it looks like they're coming in here to try to get onto this camp. Diablo all by himself does have souls, I believe. Let's take a look at that. It doesn't show there. Well, let's try this. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. Doesn't show there either. All right. Oh, here we go. We can do that. 8. How many souls does he have? 3 souls? Okay, so he just came back. This is clearly me forgetting what already just happened. Maybe that was a 5 for nothing then, because... No, Jaina lived, I think. Never mind. Alright, so coming up on... another potential turn-in for Rainbow Strike Go. They have no structures down yet. So any turn-in that they get is still going to be right into that front line. Here we go. And Bush Gank set up. Does get caught onto Kingleberry there. The ball lightning going out. But here's the lightning... breath from Diablo and Leoric not quite able to make it out as well. That nano boost damage with Asmodan and Cassia just spreading about is obliterating Periloot. And there is Catapult. there are catapults on the core here. There are 3 of them, so the Web Weaver's going to stay. Well, the Asmodean's going to clear them. The Web Weavers are going to be pretty far back in that top lane, so they're working on getting pressure here in the bot lane, seeing if they can get this this fort down first before the Web Weavers get here. And we've got Jaina all by herself. Leoric does get the Entomb, but really just locks down Jaina in there with him, with all of Rainbow Strike Go, and now Leoric trying to get away. But here's the fight as Lunar Flare goes out, and Sudden Bear's taking a bit of damage, does walk away. 11 kills to 5. Very different setup than we had last game, different team comps, different map objectives, and this game currently is looking very much, at least in the team fight, very much in favor of Rainbow Strike Go. If they can keep this going, another team fight could win them the game. And we still have a man advantage as Jaina is not here. There goes the Starfall, trying to slow things down, prevent Rainbow Strike Go from coming in on this. But it's still now a 5v5 in this bottom lane. There's no Web Weaver available. And Johanna says, that's okay, I don't care. Let's go in on this. Is getting brought down under a third health, 20% or so. Now goes down, but a kill onto Kerrigan and Leoric. The last right's coming out. Does kill off the Diablo as Jaina as well follows shortly thereafter. And now this is a best case scenario for Rainbow Strike Go. If only they had Johanna, it would be the better best case scenario. Level 20 just about to come online, and the only defender available is Tyrande. They're gonna march to the core, and they have Asmodean and Cassia, Ana, who can pretty much keep them healed up through all of this, and they're gonna get right on it. And it's not gonna go down quickly because they have Malthael, but it is going down, and it looks like this is going to be game number 2 going over to Team Rainbow Strike Go. So that's gonna be a tie series between Rainbow Strike Go and Periloot. Let's take a look at the stats and talents here for just a moment. And look at that damage coming out from Malthael. So much! Even compared to the Jaina, 43k. In the beginning of this game, looked very much like it was in Periloot's favor, and then suddenly everything came online. The nano boosts happened. The damage from Malthael and Asmodean and Cassia all just clicking to shred those health bars, and Tyrande not able to keep up. All right, so we are going to take a quick break to get set up for game number 3, which will be continued in part 2. Don't go anywhere.